Hello and welcome to the No Structure Podcast. My name is Matt and I'm your host tonight. I appreciate you guys joining. We're going to go ahead and do a late night best ball draft and chill episode. Talk a little bit about some of the most recent free agency news that happened today and do one or two best ball drafts in the process. Real quick, before we jump into it, I want to give a word out to our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by Fantasy Fitness. Are you guys ready to dominate your fantasy football leagues? If so, check out Fantasy Fitness. Fantasy Fitness is a fantasy football education platform. So whether you play best ball, redraft, or dynasty, it doesn't matter. They provide player and team insights. They provide the latest fantasy football news from 5 of the top fantasy football news sites. You can also integrate your rosters if you play on Sleeper, FFPC, or Yahoo. You can track player notes, check contracts, use the trade analyzer or the AI roster evaluation tools, and there's a whole bunch more. So go ahead and check out Fantasy Fitness at www.fantasyfitness.io. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump over to Underdog. Tonight, I wanted to start off, assuming that this room can fill, with the little board. This is the $3 entry, 20 entry max tournament on Underdog. It has 189,000 entrants. And the pay structure is 100,000 a first, 50,000 a second, 25,000 a third, so on and so forth. Right now, this tournament is currently 48.5% full, so just under halfway. So if you guys haven't started drafting, now's the time to start doing it. The advancement structure is tough. You have to be 2 out of 12 in your initial pod. If you get through your initial pod, you'll get repotted. Then you have to finish 1st out of 10 in the second pod and 1st out of 10 in the last pod. If you make it through the cut down, you'll find yourself in the 315 seat final for a chance at that big prize money. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. If you guys want to draft with me, now would be the time to do it. There are 6 filled and 6 to go, so not too much time. We'll see how quickly this moves. If it looks like it's going to take a minute, we're going to go ahead and pull up one of the drafts we did in the afternoon session. That session, I had on 2 guests, Zero Fucks and Sus Edwards. Both those guys have made it to numerous finals multiple times. So they brought some really good insights to that afternoon session. You're definitely going to want to check that out. We did 2 big board drafts in that episode, and both drafts were entirely different. The first draft was 0 RB, and the second draft was running back heavy. So completely different drafting dynamics, which you can sort of compare each draft to one another. The approaches that we took were wildly different, but I thought both teams turned out pretty well. And we have one more that filled. We'll just kind of see the pace at which this is moving. If it moves a little bit faster, well, we'll just see. We'll give it a minute and see how much moves, and then make a judgment call there if we want to go pull up one of those drafts. Let me go ahead and recap the main free agency news on the day. I want to start off with the news on Rachaad White. Rachaad White signs a 1-year, $2 million deal with the Washington Redskins, $2 million in additional incentive, so he could earn up to $4 million. Not a great contract, to be honest. I was hoping for a little bit more there. It definitely leaves the door open to the Redskins drafting Jeremiah Love if he were to fall to them. But that being said, I don't know if that's the type of franchise that's going to go for a running back in the, top 10 of the first round. They seem a little, I don't know. They seem like a good front office, and that doesn't seem like something that they would do with their capital. So I do think it might. Yeah, I do think there's a good chance it's going to be Rachaad White and JCM. That being said, the door is still open for some additional moves in that backfield. Additionally, the Chargers signed Keaton Mitchell to a contract today. I don't know the details on Keaton's contract, but he's now a Charger. I like him in the back of the back 100. He's in like the 150, 200 range and probably be moving up, but I like his price. He could play a little bit of that poor man's Devon Achane role. We'll see how they utilize him. It is Mike McDaniel who had Devon Achane down in Miami, likes to use running backs in space, runs the West Coast offense. So I do think this fits Mitchell very well for his skill set. We'll see what he can do with that. Certainly doesn't have the profile to consolidate touches, but that's not his game. It's all about long runs and spiking touchdowns. And then Emmanuel Wilson signs with the Seattle Seahawks, and that was a $2.1 million contract, 1 year, $2.1 million contract, up to $2.1 million. Again, I don't know the guarantees or the incentives, but you can make up to 2.1. So that's also a small contract, smaller than Rachaad White's. So we'll see what they do there. They have mentioned in some of the reports that they really like George Holani, and his role could grow. How much his role can grow, I don't know. But, they're leaving, they've been coach speaking George Holani up. Those are the three main points I wanted to cover. And then Kyler Murray, of course. Sorry, Kyler Murray signs with the Minnesota Vikings on a 1-year deal. Going to compete with JJ, I believe, for the starting role, but he obviously has the clear edge over JJ. I'm assuming he's going to win that job. So now we have Kyler Murray throwing to Justin Jefferson. It's an interesting pairing. Not really sure. I kind of want to just see what the market does in terms of how these players move. JJ's obviously going to move up from here. How much, I don't know. And then Kyler, he's been going in the 110s to 140s, depending on your draft. So we'll kind of have to see what happens there with Kyler. So those are the big points. That gets us down to waiting for two people here. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just pull up a draft. Maybe we'll go through it real quickly. We'll go through the second of the two drafts we did in that afternoon session. Again, that was Sus, Edwards, and Zero in there. Drop in knowledge. Take a look at that second team. This was a fun build. Let's go ahead and look at the board. We were drafting from the 1 hole. So we went Bijan Robinson at 1, followed by Chase Brown at 24, and we pull up ETN. Try to get unique, and also we like his role now in a weak division. He should get plenty of run, so gets us that robust RB start. We follow that up with McLaurin at 48, Mike Evans at 49. Then we stack up McLaurin with Daniels. Pull up Jacoby Myers. I think it's about 10 picks. Add a little bit more stability to the wide receiver room. Grab Purdy and stack him up with Mike Evans. Grab Chris Godwin, who all three of us agree is pretty undervalued here at 97, around pick 100. We react to the Rachaad White news here, and we go ahead and pull Rachaad White up. He's been going in the 130s to 150s. We pull him up to 120. And then that gets us our fourth running back. So at that point, we're basically done, tack something on late, go to work with the wide receivers, tight ends, grab Matthew Golden, Rashid Shaheed, who just got the big contract in Seattle, Jawan Johnson, who, just completely smashed last year, and, consistent floor, has a little bit of spike week in him, seems to be on an ascending offense down there in New Orleans. And then follow that up with Jerry Jeudy and Chig Okonkwo, so we get the double stack with Jaden Daniels. Grab Schultz for our third tight end. Grab Chris Rodriguez. He's moving up with the signing in Jacksonville. End up grabbing a fourth tight end here at Freiermuth. I think he has some big spike week games in him. Obviously, that's going to be an inconsistent offense, but we like him for his spike week upside at this price. So we grab a fourth. Follow it up with Marvin Mims, who's on a very good Broncos team, can spike. And then grab some insurance with Kirk Cousins here at 240. Hopefully he gets a little bit of run next year. Not sure where he'll end up. So that was the team from earlier. Let us know what you think about this team in the chat. Again, you're listening to the No Structure podcast presented by Fantasy Fitness. This is late night best ball drafting and chilling, hanging out, just relaxing, listening to music, enjoying the rest of the day that we have left, depending on where you're listening from, that your day may be over and your next day may be starting. I've got an hour left to my day. We are one player away from this little board kicking off. Again, this is a $3 buy-in, 100,000 to first tournament, 2 out of 12, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10 advancement structure. This will be my 13th out of 20, so pacing pretty well. I'm a little ahead of the fill rate, trying to basically pace with the fill so I can take advantage of some different market dynamics and market pricing as players move up and down with free agency and free agency signings, things like that. All right. I'm not going to go into another one because I don't think we'll have time to do that. But you can definitely check out the zero RB draft we did, which was the first one, when you guys check out the episode. Real quick, I just want to give you the channel on YouTube. The channel is at Fantasy Fitness IO. We're trying to grow the channel all summer. As I've mentioned, if you guys have been here, we're going to be streaming all the time. I'll be doing solos, of course, but I'll have guests on throughout the summer. Some main staples like Zero and Sus, and hopefully guys like Bindle and Nick Bach. Shout out to those guys. But hopefully get some other guests too. Anyhow, appreciate you being here. The X account is at FantasyFitIO. So subscribe and follow those channels. You'll see when we're going live. Then you're notified. You can hop in here. If you're on the YouTube side, you get to engage with us in the comments. If you're on X, you get to watch, but not really participate. So anyways, that's the story. The draft is starting. Perfect timing for those that are just coming into the room. We're going to be drafting from the 6 hole. Zero's in the house. What's up, Zero? You should be on here with me right now, but I understand you got to get some rest. So tomorrow, hopefully. Zero is a main staple, BVM 6 finalist. Maybe an Amra share here. Yeah, could be a tad bit early, but I agree. And we're off. Let's see. We have quite a few no badges in here, so that'll be kind of fun. Some black badges, whole mix. Oh, nice. I like that. Let's see if I can pull off a good draft here. Bijan, followed by Gibbs, Puka, and Chase. All right, Taylor goes. I'm going to take JSN here. He fell. I know it's only one pick, but I don't have a lot of JSN, and you only get 20 bullets in the little board, so I want to have a share of JSN in this tournament. Putting in the reps all spring, all summer. The goal this year, I know for me, and I'm guessing for 0-2, is to take down a tournament. I don't particularly care which tournament it is, but I do want to take down a tournament, as does everybody else. Back to the board. We have heavy hitter in here as well. Heavy hitter 031. I think that's, trying to remember. Might be Paulino, if I remember right. But anyway, shout out heavy hitter. Come watch a best ball draft. Finish off your night. Just chill, relax. Wind down for bed. Why not, right? All right. I'm going to take some Trey McBride here. I don't know if I have any Trey McBride in the little board. I don't have a lot of Trey McBride in general. I'm picking Bowers sometimes, even in front of Trey. But nonetheless, give myself a share of Trey here. What's happening, Paulino? Glad you could join. That is, I was right. It is Paulino. Heavy hitter. Always appreciate you having you in here. He might, and I'm not going to fight him too much, but I do want to get that percent share if I can. He's locked in as the starter now. For how long, I don't know. Will he be there weeks 7, 15, 16, and 17? I don't know. This is true. Not as much back and forth. No back and forth. I mean, but no arguing. Okay. I'm gonna go ETN here. Got to get my ETN shares up. Now that he's entrenched as the starter, in New Orleans. I feel really good about his price, and I think he's going to get a lot of run. And that could still happen. That could definitely still happen, but we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what the board treats us with. I can't speak tonight. I don't know why. Gonna get some sugar-free Red Bull in me. Maybe that'll help. All right. 4th round, coming down to pick 43 here. What are we gonna do? The options are endless. This is just turning into a balanced team, so I don't know. We have to see where this goes. All right, we're going to check out Paulino's team here in a minute. Oh, yeah. Easy choice. Give me some Amika, Ibuka. Get some more NFC South going on here. Travis Etienne and Ibuka. Get those weak divisions. Or I should say, get that weak division. Get some players in that weak division. Let's see what Paulino's got cooking. Heavy hitter. Where's he at? Okay, Jeremiah Love, Breece Hall, love that start. And then J.J.T. Higgins. Yeah, that's very, very respectable start. Can he keep it up for 16 more rounds? That's the question. You got to do it. You absolutely have to do it. I'm doing the Ohio State wide receiver room right now. So let's keep that up. I agree. Good luck, Paulino, even though I'm going against you and there's only two teams that get to advance. I hope it's you and me. Let's make it happen. Okay, one pick away. Coming down to the last second. Oh, what are you doing? Gonna take Scat? That makes it easy for me. Judkins, or shall I say Studkins, Quinshon Studkins. Add him to the squad. Go watch the tape. It's impressive. I'll just leave it at that. All right. I'm going to recap the squad. Travis Etienne, Quinshon Judkins, JSN, Amika Ibuka, the Ohio State wide receiver room, and then Trey McBride. A little NFC North correlation, little NFC South correlation, or sorry, NFC West, excuse me. Seven picks away. We'll be picking again here at 67. One little range. This is where I pull up Chris Godwin. Okay. Polino still cooking. No mistakes. Grabs Tate. And gets Burrow for the stack. Nice. Still cooking. All right. I'm going. Just going to go Jaden Daniels. No reason to do anything else. Pretty easy click here. Elite quarterback at 67. Like that price on Daniels. Thought about Tyson, but I got to get Daniels there. Especially in this tournament where I feel like you want to have 3 so you can ping pong those points. Tyson's fallen a little bit. We'll kind of see where he's settling in. I've noticed this in multiple draft rooms. Tyson he's a faller right now. Couldn't agree more. All right, Tyson goes and Pierce goes. Those were my targets. Well, I'm going to pull up Jacoby. Feel like he stabilizes this wide receiver room. Let's go Jacoby. Could have went Metcalf for some divisional correlation. That would have been interesting. 9 picks away. Hopefully I get Godwin back. That's the goal. And then I can slam Baker. All right, next pick is pick 91. We're now into the 8th round. I'm glad that Zero likes being a viewer, but I need him on air with me to drop all the knowledge. So I hope you're enjoying it, but it's not as much fun for me. I'll just put it that way. Check out that pod with Zero and Sus that we did earlier today. I'm telling you guys, it was awesome. We did a Zero RB. We did a robust RB. Totally different drafting dynamics. Definitely need to check that out. Now I just got to work on Sus and Zero and myself not talking like over each other so that the audience hears each of their arguments, because they're all really badass arguments. So I want that to be a little bit more clear. But other than that, it was a really good episode. All right, I'm going to take the fall on Jaylen Warren here. Since Godwin goes, we'll get the fall on Warren, get some divisional correlation with Judkins in the AFC North. But 15 picks past ADP, hard to argue with that price. Coming up on pick 102. Couple other good running backs go here. Chuba Hubbard and Tyler Algier. Gonna check back in on Paulino's team here in a minute. See how he's doing. All right, let's catch up on some of these comments. We'll see about that. Still don't mind that pick. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the No Structure podcast presented by Fantasy Fitness. My name is Matt and I'm your host. Okay. Just going to go Bo Nix here. I don't care if I stack him. He's underpriced. 102 is just crazy talk for Bo Nix. What are we doing here, folks? If I stack him, great. There's some back stacking options. 3 different guys you can stack him with. Franklin, Pat Bryant, and Marvin Mims. So gonna take that price. I know I could have went with Baker for the stack with Mbuka, but I just think Bo Nix should be much higher. Zero and I have talked about this. It's no secret. Yeah, I was definitely hoping for the T-Law. Okay, it's gonna be tough. Did I miss this? All right. This might be a little too early. I was considering Gainwell. Gainwell goes just before my pick here to get some Tampa Bay Bucks, but I'm going to go ahead and get Rachaad White here. Just don't like this range. Otherwise, I guess I could have went Mayfield for a third quarterback. but 2 elite quarterbacks. I'd rather get the stack, Jaden Daniels, Rachaad White. I think his price is going to continue to rise above 100. How high, I don't know, but we'll be above 100 pretty soon. So we'll get him at 115 and get the stack going with Jaden Daniels. We're in really good shape in the running back room. I think we're basically done there. Tack on one at the end. And we'll get to work here with the wide receivers. Yes, I agree that worthy price is nice. Thought about that. Man, Baker's still there, and it's so tempting, but I need wide receivers. So I'm going to go Jaden Higgins. Get Jaden Higgins here as our wide receiver 4. Get some divisional correlation with Jakobi Meyers. Yeah, I know. I wanted him, but I don't want to fall. I don't like that next batch of wide receivers, so I have to get Higgins here. I'm going to miss out on all these guys, so. If I didn't have 2 elites, I would have definitely taken Baker, but with 2 elites, I'm setting up the Stroud stack late, and that's why I passed up on Baker. So hopefully it all comes together. We'll see. I like that. 5 picks away, coming up on pick 139. Okay, this is pretty easy for me. Rashid Shaheed, stay in the NFC West. Now we have JSN and Rashid Shaheed. That's a nice combo. We also have Trey McBride. There's some divisional correlation. Let me know what you're thinking in the chat. And let's head over to Paulino's team. Okay, he's got the Kyler, JJ stack. He's got the Burrow, Higgins stack. Jeremiah Love, Breece Hall, Ramadre. Little divisional correlation. Tate, falling DK Metcalf, Matthew Golden, Sam Laporta. Yeah, he's cooking. He's cooking, man. He's perfect through 12. 8 more to go. Is he going to land this plane? Or is he going to trip? Keep up the good work. All right, Sam comes back to me at 150. That's a lock. Probably not going to happen. Max Fire 1, I'm guessing, is going to take a quarterback here. He doesn't have Seattle. I don't know if he's got a stacking option. See what he does. Yeah, tell me about it. I don't want him to take Darnold here, and he doesn't. It's over, folks. Sam Darnold, pick 150, double stacked with JSN and Rashid Shaheed, divisional correlation with Trey McBride. Let me know what you think. Quarterback room is unstoppable. Running back room is unstoppable. Elite tight end. Little weak at wide receiver, but we're going to cherry pick our way through this back half and land this plane. Sorry, Brissett. I went with my boy, Sam, Super Bowl champion, Sam Darnold. Shout out. All right. Coming up on pick 163, followed by 174. Heavy hitter grabs Jerry Jeudy. He's been learning. Still perfect through 14. Heavy hitter 03. Okay. Tempted to take. This is tough. I have to go Goddard. Let me scoop that value. Pat Bryant is nice, but he's not like a locked-in wide receiver 1 or anything like that. He's a nice compliment. He could spike. Dallas Goedert, though, 20 picks past ADP. Pair him up with Trey McBride. I could stop right here at 2. We'll see what the board gives us. But I think that's the right call. You let me know in the comments. Dallas Goedert over Pat Bryant or Pat Bryant over Dallas Goedert? We got a log jam here at running back. That would be amazing. If that's breaking news, let me know now. If that's just wish casting, that's awesome too. Let's wish cast our Goddard to Denver. Is this an ADS team? I don't know. I think it might be. Got to get some Mitchell. Huh. Man, I don't click no, this is bad. All right, we're going to go Kamani Vidal. Just a weird range here. Still like Kamani Vidal. I know he's going to fall with the Mitchell news. Maybe you pull up Keaton Mitchell there. That would have been another option. I took him earlier. Don't really like the wide receivers here. Have some other options in a few minutes. Did I crash the plane? Let me know. Not a big Amarian Hampton fan, so trying to figure out what I want to do there with Kamani Vidal, Keaton Mitchell. Kind of interesting. Sorry, just thinking here. Got a little quiet. So funky board right now. All right, we'll grab either Trey Benson or Torrey Horton. I think I'm going to go Torrey and just triple stack this Sam Darnold play here. So we got JSN, Rashid Shaheed, and Torrey Horton. It was between him and Trey Benson, but Benson's, I don't know. He's in a three-headed backfield right now. Not sure what to make of that. Also thought about Schultz right there, but I went elite QB, so I don't know. Don't necessarily need Schultz. I know this is the No Structure podcast, so maybe we do. Heavy hitter. Maybe I stumbled and he's still batting 1,000. We'll see. Looks pretty sharp. Four picks away. Trey Benson is tempting. It's either Trey, Pacheco, or Ellick. I'm going to go Ellick. Get a little bit more wide receiver strength built up. That gets us our 7th wide receiver. Benson may continue to fall here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm not sure who you're referring to. Maybe that was last year. We'll see. I have to know. I need some more insight. I'll catch you off air. Again, for those just tuning in, you're listening to the No Structure podcast, presented to you by Fantasy Fitness. If he makes it to 211, that's where I'm going to make that click. If not, then this may be a Ray Davis-ass team or a Big Naj team. We'll see. That's what I'm worried about. But at 210, let's lock it in. Trey Benson, he's probably a bust, if we're being honest, but we have this NFC West thing going on with this build. So we'll get Trey Benson at 211, kind of pair him up with Trey McBride, and then our 3 Seattle pieces, Torrey Horton, Rashid Shaheed, and JSN. That gets us our 6th. We're done at running back. We're done at quarterback. We're done at tight end. And we're going to probably add 2 more to this wide receiver room. Let's just see what happens. Let me know in the comments. Trey Benson at 211. Was that a good pick or was that a fish pick? Jalen Nola is always on the menu. Let's be honest. All right, we're going Cade Otton here. Got some Tampa pieces to this build. Otton's way too cheap. Gonna pair him up with Mbuka. I like that. So we ended up going with 3 tight ends when it was all said and done. We get the elite tight end in Trey McBride. Get Dallas Goedert falling 20 picks past ADP, and we get Cade Otton falling 20 picks past ADP. That bulletproofs the tight end room just like we did with the quarterback room. Now we just got to finish this up with one more wide receiver. I like that Cade Otton-ass team. You're damn right. Noel doesn't make it back to us. I better not put Devon Vele in the queue or I may not be streaming for the rest of the spring and summer with 0. Yeah, I heard Zero dropping some knowledge on Bindle's pod earlier, and he was talking about Kendrick Bourne and how he's a good football player. And Zero knows what he's talking about. So we're gonna go ahead and pull Kendrick Bourne up to the top of the queue, get that low ownership piece. If we get through, who's gonna have Kendrick Bourne? Separate ourselves from the field. Easy way to end this. We get the Puka Nacua of Damian Pierce's. Doesn't get any better than that. I think this was a solid draft. We're going to recap it here in a minute. We're getting out of this first pod. Are we getting through the 1 out of 10? 1 out of 10 and getting to that 315 seat final? TBD on that one. But are we getting out of this first pod? You're damn right we are. Well, it's gonna be me and Paulino that get out of this pod. It's 2 out of 12. Paulino's gonna be one team. MCH23 is gonna be the other team. We're gonna review this team first, and then we're gonna see how well Paulino cooked. I checked through, I think 14 or 15 rounds, and he was cooking perfectly. I didn't see a single mistake. We'll see if he tripped up. I don't think he did. All right, let's give this draft a review here real quick before we do. For those joining, this is the No Structure podcast presented to you by Fantasy Fitness. Late night best ball drafting and chilling, listening to music, hanging out. I appreciate you guys all being here. Appreciate you helping us build the channel. We hit 10 subscribers today. That's a milestone, no matter how small it is. You got to start somewhere. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Fantasy Fitness IO and follow us on X at Fantasy Fit IO. I appreciate you all being here. All right, now it's time to take the gloves off and see how we did. Starting with the quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels stacked up with Rachaad White. Bo Nix unstacked. And then triple stacked Sam Darnold, JSN, Rashid Shaheed, and Torrey Horton. With the bring back, if we get a week 17 stack with Arizona, Kendrick Bourne, low ownership, Trey McBride, and a 211 pick price on Trey Benson. All right, let's review the running backs. We have Travis Etienne, Quinshawn Studkins, Jaylen Warren at 91, the aforementioned White, Kamani Vidal. Maybe we go Mitchell there. Maybe we go Vidal. Vidal has the profile to consolidate touches. He could take over, I think, for a Hampton in the event of an injury, or if he gets benched, or who knows what happens. And then Trey McBride, as we mentioned, at 211. That ADP is clearly falling, but 211, I mean, come on. What are we doing here, folks? The wide receivers, JSN and Emeka Egbuka, Ohio State standouts, followed by Jacoby Myers and Jaden Higgins for some AFC South correlation. Those Seattle wide receivers, Shaheed and Horton, and then we get Ellick at 198, and then Kendrick Bourne again at 235 for the low ownership. And then tight ends, elite tight end Trey McBride, Dallas Goedert falls nearly 20 picks past ADP. Maybe he's the Bronco stack we're looking for. Let's speak it into existence. And then old reliable K. Dotton, a little bit of pairing there with the NFC South, Egbuka, and who knows, maybe a bring back or something with Travis Etienne. Let us know. Let me know how we did in the chat. I see a little fire. I like that. We're cooking. Now it's time to take the gloves off and go look at Paulino's team. Heavy hitter. I like the name. Heavy hitter, excuse me, let me say the whole thing. Heavy hitter 031. He ends up with a 3-6-8-3 build structure. Joe Burrow stacked up with T. Higgins. Any other stacks in there? Mike Gesicki, nice. Kyler Murray stacked up with Aaron Jones and Justin Jefferson. The running backs include, and then he tacks on Aaron Rodgers, stacks him up with DK Metcalf, and he said he got sniped on Pat Freiermuth, which I agree that would have been better than Gesicki. So that hurts a little bit, but you had the right idea in mind. Running backs, Jeremiah Love, Breece Hall, Ramadre, Aaron Jones, Tajay Spears, and Dylan Sampson. Really solid, especially those first three, even the first four. Sometimes I hate on Tajay Spears, but at pick 182, I think that's a good pick there. And then, we occasionally take him when we have to. And then Dylan Sampson. That gets us some correlation here with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Cleveland. We also have Sampson and Judy. So yeah, he's cooking. Let's look at these wide receivers. JJ and Higgins, Parnell Tate, The other Ohio State standout goes to Paulino's team. He gets DK Metcalf, Matthew Golden, Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver 1. Gets the Spike Week, Marvin Mims Jr., and then finishes off with Jalen Knoll, second-year prospect out of Iowa State. Really kind of came on strong towards the end of last year. And then an interesting tight end room. We have a solid piece here with Sam Laporta at 107. Kind of the mystery box with Kenyon Sadiq. So we'll have to see where he lands and what he does. Obviously, could have a lot of upside here. Maybe it takes him a couple years to get going like it does for a lot of tight ends. But I think this is probably his weakest room, still really solid. And if Sadiq hits, then he'll be just fine across the board. So really like this team. Paulino is coming out of this pod, and we're coming out of this pod, and then we'll see what happens after that. So anyways, that's where we're at. We got some comments coming in. Kenyon Sadiq is the Xavier Worthy of Mo Alley Coxes. I've got to think about that one for a minute. I can never process these analogies quickly, so I'll get back to you in the next episode on that one. All right, we're going to step it up. We're going to the big leagues, $10. The stakes are raised. We're going big board. And then we're going to crash out after this one. So $10 buy-in. Let's look at this structure here. This is the main event for NFL 2026 pre-draft best ball on Underdog. You get 150 max entries here, so lots of bullets. Can do all sorts of fun builds. Again, it's a $10 buy-in. We're at 63.3% on the fill rate here, so it's moving up pretty fast. Got to start getting your builds in if you haven't already. Advancement rate 3 out of 12, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10. 558 seat final. 200,000 to first, 100,000 to second, 65,000 to third. Let's get it. We did a little warm up there with the $3. Now it's time to get serious. Again, you're listening to the No Structure podcast presented by Fantasy Fitness. We're doing late night best ball drafting and hanging out, relaxing, winding down before bed. We did a little board draft, and now we're going to step it up, and we're going to do a big board draft. If you guys want to be in this draft, head on over to the big board. We're waiting for 5. You have a couple minutes. I'm hoping to have 0 on tomorrow, maybe a midday afternoon session, maybe late night. I don't know. We'll have to see how it works out with the schedules. Hopefully I can get that on the books. Waiting for 3. All right, here we go. Seriously? Are you serious right now? Drafting from the 6 again. Where are my best ball gods when I need them? All right, we have Davey Tree. We got our boy Kanye West in here. Shout out Kanye West. Big Dog, 1194. Jeremy CR. John Madden is in the house at 5, bringing in the goat horns. Dadu. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. We have 0 fucks in here. More salt. Warren MD. All right, here we go. The competition has been raised. We literally have a Hall of Fame coach in here in John Madden. And we have 0 Fuchs in here as well. All right, we got about 45 minutes left on this stream. If you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to give us a follow at Fantasy Fitness IO on YouTube or at Fantasy Fit IO. Share it with a friend, a parent, a loved one. I don't care. Just help us grow the channel. We have a little bit of a showdown show. I didn't have this on the books, but a little bit of a showdown here. It could be, you could throw John Madden in on that as well. Well, it's over if I get Jamar at 6. I'm just going to say that right now. John Madden is not this dumb. I know he's not this dumb. He's a head coach, Hall of Fame head coach. I'm gonna just for entertainment value, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up St. Brown. Take him from my boy. Sorry, 0. This one's for you. All right, we basically switched picks. I would have normally taken Taylor there. I know how much 0 likes Taylor. Sus was saying earlier on the pod, and I agree with him, you can make a case for Taylor at the 104, given how he finished or how he started last season. It's not insane to, put him at the 104. So 0 starting off with some really good value, but this is a 20-round draft. He can easily trip up. I'll reserve my comments till the end. This is going to be easy for him. He's getting a layup. Hey man, the big dog's got to eat. Big dog's got to eat. It's a showdown, folks. I forgot to send out the YouTube link earlier, so maybe that's why a couple people haven't come over to the YouTube side of things. Try to get that corrected right now. Get a few more people in here. We currently have an unexpected showdown draft. Zero is in the house. John Madden is in the house. We have Kanye West in here. That's right, folks. If you're just joining, this is the No Structure podcast presented by Fantasy Fitness. We're doing late night best ball drafting, chilling, hanging out, winding down before bed. Both my targets go. Oh, really? You guys are going to drop Jacobs in my lap? Okay. That's fine. I said I'm going to click Chris Olave every time he's at this section of the third round, and I'm a man of my word. There's no way I'm giving zero Olave. This is actually pretty cool because I'm at 6 and he's at 8, so we're damn near in the middle of the board here. It makes this kind of fun. All right. He pretty much gets another layup, but we'll keep this up for now. I could go Devonta Smith here, but I've got this. I know I'm picking Amika again, but I got to do it. Anytime you can get a. Let's go back to that tweet again, or that comment. You got to do it. Okay. Let's take a look at the board real quick. I'm currently in a hero build, and 0 is kind of, I don't know, anchor, double anchor, getting his lad shares up. Oh, thank God. Thank God I didn't have to choose between Lamar Jackson and Quinshon Judkins. I can't pass up Judkins at 54. Tootin goes at 55. That's the Tate pick, yep. He should have taken Waddle there. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Coming up here on pick 67, that'll be my next pick. All right, gonna go ahead and grab Marv here at 67. Continue to build out that wide receiver room. Like that price on Marv. Definitely taking him over Tyson. Appreciate y'all being here, helping us grow the channel. Trying to provide fun, entertaining, educational best ball and fantasy football content for the community. So if you guys like what you're hearing, give us a follow on X at FantasyFitIO or follow us on YouTube at FantasyFitnessIO. Again, thanks again for being here. That was close. I was between Michael Wilson and DK Metcalf. Could have gone kind of double stack on Arizona. Not sure I want to invest that much. Zero gets his quarterback. I basically have an AFC North and NFC South pairings going on here. 1v1 for the NFC South and not 1v1. What am I talking about? Two pieces. Went ahead and went with Kyle Pitts. Just barely kind of snuck that in. Pick 91. Get a little bit more of that NFC South correlation Maybe we get a Tampa Bay week 17 and he goes for 40 or 50. Got it in by the skin on my chinny chin chin. Go watch the replay on that one, folks. Okay. Okay, I'm glad. That means we're thinking the same. Great minds think alike. What's Kanye West doing with this pick? Grab Stafford. Pairs him up with Adams. Stacks him up with Adams. Next pick, 102. All right, I'm going to grab J.K. Dobbins for my third. Okay, a few more comments coming in on that Pitts pick. Paulino says Pitts is a good pick right now. I haven't been clicking him a lot, but I do agree with you. I don't know why I haven't been clicking him. It may just be where I've been on the board or other people are pulling him up. But able to get that tight end and grab my third running back with J.K. Dobbins. All three of these guys are built like a brick house. Now, granted, Dobbins has had a little bit of an injury history, but we're going to run it back with J.K. Dobbins. Coming up on pick 115. We're going to play. We have a couple different ways to play this. Ooh, like that price on price. Like that price on price a lot. All right, well, we'll get Baker, stack him up with Amika. Got a little bit of value there at pick 115. Quarterbacks are flying off the board here in this 9-10 range, this particular draft. So had to grab Mayfield there. Interesting. I hope I don't end up with Tua, but I may have to on this team. We'll just have to see what happens. God, I hope not. Again, if you're just joining, you're watching the No Structure podcast presented to you by Fantasy Fitness. We're doing late night best ball drafting, chilling, winding down before bed. Kind of got a little showdown going on here. Okay. Get a little lucky here on a falling shuck. We get to pair him up with St. Brown and stick to the NFC South division. That's a nice little edge. That's a terrible division for defenses. Boatload of points are going to be scored. Wow. Okay. This is close. It's a battle. There goes Rachaad White, 128. Knew it was coming, but I needed to get my shuck piece there. I didn't really have a choice. Let's recap the team real quick. 2-3-5-1. Baker Mayfield stacked up with Amika. Tyler Shuck stacked up with Chris Olave. We have Derrick Henry, the big dog's got to eat. Quinshawn Studkins and J.K. Dobbins. St. Brown, Olave, Ibuka, Marv, and DK Metcalf, and then Kyle Pitts for our elite tight end at pick 91. I think we just grab, shoot. Snuck it in. We might need an instant replay on that one. I don't know what it is with me and the tight ends. I did get a little boxed, but I was able to pull off the double stack. Folks, if you're just tuning in, you're going to have to rewatch this episode. For both of my tight end picks, they literally were like, throw the red flag. Did he get the pick in time? Crazy late move up the pick. They got me boxed out, but I pulled through in the clutch. We get Jawan. Look at that pairing, folks. Kyle Pitts, Jawan Johnson. Jawan double stacked with Shuck and Olave. I will not be denied, no matter how hard Zero tries. All right, I'm going to go James Conner. I don't click a lot of James Conner, but I do have a little bit of Marv here, some Arizona. I like his involvement in the passing game. I also do like Tyler Algier. I want to be clear about that. But Conner is an awesome football player. We all know that. Hopefully he's got one last ride in him. Conner for my 4th. 0 goes Travis Hunter. The corner, as we like to call him. This is the Cade Otnass team if I've ever seen one. But I know I'm going to have some competition getting him, so we'll see what happens there. Oh, it happens, folks. The snipe. I'm going to grab Cam Ward. There's some backstacking options here, and he's been falling. Obviously, with Marv and Conner, I would have gone Jacoby Brissett there. But Dadu does me dirty, and he grabs Brissett. So I get Cam Ward at value. Lock in a little bit of AFC South. I guess don't have anything cooking there, but we have some backstacking options. It's how you respond, folks. All right, we're going to grab. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll grab Franklin. I was thinking maybe DK, but Franklin is solid. 7 picks away. We are coming up on pick 187. Zero's cooking per the usual. Per the usual. Again, we're just winding down before bed here, getting a couple best ball drafts in. You're listening to the No Structure podcast presented by Fantasy Fitness. Saw that coming from a mile away. Schultze goes. I'm going to get Alec a little early, but I don't care. He's worth it. We get the faller on Cam Ward, so we can pull Alec up a little bit here. Get our 7th wide receiver. We have 3 quarterbacks. Little light at running back, but we have 3 really solid guys, and then James Conner. We'll see how he holds up. It's been a back and forth here, folks. Haymakers, jabs, uppercuts. We'll grab Cade here at 198. I was going to grab Pacheco at 196, 198, but he went at 196, so got sniped there a little bit. All right, we're going to lock in some Big Naj here as our 5. Prefer him to be a 6, but that's okay. Went early running back with Judkins and Henry. Grabbed Dobbins, so feeling all right about this. 2 more picks. Probably end up as a 3-7-7-3, but we'll just have to see. Delani was a nice pick for Kanye West there. Like that. All right, we're grabbing Devin Neal here with our 6th. That gets us a triple stack. Tyler Shuck, Devin Neal, and Chris Olave and Jawan Johnson. So triple stack, Shuck there, 1 from each room. Obviously ETN signs there, but we'll see who the RB2 is down there. They should get some run. Anything happens to ETN. More of a handcuff here. Man, I want to go Tez for the triple, but I just can't pass up on my boy Noel. Grab him at 135. That was a battle. That was a showdown, folks. We're going to review a few teams in here. Kanye West, he's been in here a few times. We'll look at Zero's team. We'll look at my team. That's what we're doing here. We're going to look at 3 teams, and we'll wrap this stream up. Again, appreciate you guys being here. Calvin Austin for the low ownership. I like it as well. All right, let's go ahead and do 3 reviews, and then we'll wrap this one up. We'll be back online tomorrow. Again, I don't have an exact time, midday, early afternoon, maybe a late stream, maybe both. But either way, we'll be back online at some point. Again, this is the No Structure Podcast presented by Fantasy Fitness. Late night best board draft. We did a little board earlier. This is our big board. And we're going to go ahead and review a few teams and then wrap it up. All right, here we go. Baker Mayfield. He is double stacked with Emeka Egbuka and Cade Otton. Pretty solid there. We have Tyler Shuck, triple stacked with Devin Neal, Chris Olave, and Jawan Johnson. I really like that. And then we have Cam Ward, little skinny stack here with Ellick. Running backs. Big dogs gotta eat. Quinshawn Studkins, J.K. Dobbins, James Conner, Big Naj, and the aforementioned Devin Neal. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave, Ibuka, Marvin Harrison, DK Metcalf, Troy Franklin, Alec, and Jalen Noel. And then the tight end room, Kyle Pitts, snuck that in. Juwan Johnson, same thing. Go back and watch the replay on both those picks. It's worth it. And then the aforementioned Cade Otton. Let me know what you think about this team in the chat. We have Hurt Neighbors and Wendell gone. And then perfect fit alongside Neighbor Slayton anyways. All right. I'm not totally sure what we're referring to there, but let's take a look at Zero's team. All right, we have Joe Burrow stacked up with T. Higgins. And then we have Justin Herbert stacked up with Ladd McConkey, Kamani Vidal, Ladd McConkey, Trey Harris. Super solid there. Running back room, double anchor, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley. Then he gets Jadarian Price at value. That's the rookie from Notre Dame, who's also a stud. It just loves getting all the attention, but go look at Price's tape. It's pretty impressive. Rachaad White at 128. Nice price on White because we know he's moving up. Kamani Vidal, as I mentioned, and then Ray Davis. Super solid running back room with 6 there. 9 wide receivers, T. Higgins, Ladd, Carnell Tate, Jerry Jeudy, Travis Hunter, Trey Harris, Jalen Noel. Gets the low ownership pieces with Kendrick Bourne and Calvin Austin. And then can't really beat this tight end room. I have to say Tucker Kraft, divisional correlation with Sam Laporta, and then gets some value here on Schultz relative to ADP. So absolutely a badass team. Definitely deserves a fire emoji. I think both those teams came together well. I definitely like this running back room. Think it's probably a little bit stronger than my room, if we're being honest. Same too, maybe for the wide receivers. I don't know. That one's closer. And then I'm going to say a push on the tight end room. Schultz, push with Otton. And then you got Pitts to Tucker. Pitts isn't hurt. And then I have the stack there with Juwan Johnson. So that's close. Let us know what you think in the chat. And we're going to wrap this up. We're going to review Kanye West's team. He's been in here a few times. Let's take a look. Drake May. We have any stacks with Drake? No. Oh, yeah. Hunter Henry. So nice little skinny stack. Drake May, Hunter Henry. Stafford stacked up with Devontae Adams and Terrence Ferguson. I like that. What's the price on Ferguson? 191. Good. And then Bryce stacked up with Coker. Sweet. He is also the guy that gets Chig. All right. Let's look at this running back room. Solid, real solid there in the quarterback room. I like that. Gibbs, Etienne, Pollard, Keaton Mitchell, George Halani, and LaQuint Allen. I like that. 6, that feels like the right amount. And then we have the wide receiver room. Drake London, Devontae Adams, DJ Moore pulls him up to 50. He has gotten some huge spike weeks, so I understand the thought there. We have Jordan Addison, Spiker. Not sure what's going on with Juwan Jennings, but we'll see where he lands. Gets the stack with Coker. We'll see if he can build on last year. Feel like his price at 122 is a little rich. That's just a personal opinion, but I understand why you went with him and you get the stack, so that's smart. Vele for some divisional correlation down there in the NFC South, and then Debo, who's currently a free agent. We'll have to see where he lands. So that's solid. And then I like this tight end room a lot. Henry, Ferguson, and Chig, who just gets signed to Washington on that 3-year deal. That would have been cool to stack him up, but Henry and May is solid. So like that room a lot. Maybe we're the 3 teams that get out of this pod. Who knows? But it's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I certainly enjoyed myself. We had this showdown, and then we had the little board earlier. That was just kind of a warm-up round. So let's go ahead and wrap it up here. Again, as I mentioned, I'll say it one last time. We're going to be back on tomorrow, whether it's me doing it solo, I get 0 sus, who knows. So definitely be following us on YouTube at Fantasy Fitness IO for our channel, trying to grow that all summer long. And then on Twitter at Fantasy Fit IO. That's going to do it for this episode. Again, this episode is sponsored by Fantasy Fitness. Please check it out, www.fantasyfitness.io. It's a fantasy football education platform, offers the latest news, player and team insights. You can integrate your rosters if you play on FFPC, Sleeper, Dynasty. Has a trade analyzer. It has the ability for you to take player notes on your Dynasty team so you can track trades that you're working with other league mates. And there's an AI roster evaluation tool and a whole bunch more. So check it out at www.fantasyfitness.io. That's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have yourselves a wonderful night, and we will talk to you then. Peace.